Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
RoadToRuta.com coming to you on the Fed Funds Day. We can call it Fed Fund Day. They're going to decide whether to pause the rates, lower the rates, raise the rates. On these days, expect high volatility in gold and silver. As a matter of fact, I posted this morning part 2 of my discussion with the head of Silver Eagle sales over at the Mint. Really interesting stuff. Go check that out at Road to Ruta. They are shadow banning this one today. Usually by now, 45 minutes in, it's got at least 3,000 or 4,000 views. This has 800 views. Nobody wants to see this, Bix. This is called shadow banning, where I should have known. On days when the Fed makes a decision, they program in all the social media sites to tamp down the spreading of information that counters what the Fed is saying. So this video I'm talking to you right now will probably get shadow banned too. But this is a surprising one because so many people were into the first part of this discussion I had with the U.S. Mint, and part 2 is like nobody wants to see it. This is a juicy one too, where he gives up the ghost on a lot of things. So go check that out. Send it to your friends. Your friends might not get it. Shadow banning is very powerful. It basically says you can either watch this or not, and we are going to decide whether or not you can even have access to it. So a lot of people haven't seen it. Even when I sent it out to all my email people who were involved with the Road to Ruta on the email. By the way, go to roadtoruta.com. If you want to see all 3 of the parts, go check it out. It's right on the free front page. But make sure you put your name and email address in so you get the public road updates. Anyway, silver was allowed to go up 33 cents this morning. We are pre-announcement. So it might be an announcement comes out and they slam it, or it goes up a little and then they slam it. My guess is they are watching out for this. And this is the 50-day moving average is at $24.50. If it goes over $24.50, that's when these the crazy kind of technical traders start closing out the shorts and going long, which adds more fuel to the fire. I know it's all ridiculous, but this is the game that we are allowed to play in. 100% controlled by the computers at the Fed and the U.S. Treasury at the Exchange Stabilization Fund. I mean, they can put the price of silver at $1 million by clicking a mouse. That's how easy this game is for those who in control. Or they can put it at negative $40 like they did with oil. Click of a mouse. Imagine that, negative $40 silver. They did it with oil. Why couldn't they do it on the same type of exchange, a futures and options exchange? Of course, they can do it with silver. They can put silver or gold or cryptos or the U.S. dollar or the Chinese yuan or the Russian ruble. They can destroy it with the click of a mouse. That's how much power these rigging programs have. And by the way, Root A, Road to Ruta, Root A is the initial programming term that Alan Greenspan used in the early days of creating the financial system. Root A is the root of all the other things below it, the root of the banking system. Now, Root A, if you think monetarily, Root A is gold. Gold is the highest, supposedly, according to the gold bugs and the banks, which is, it's their game, is their highest asset. But it is also a computer term in Fortran programming that Alan Greenspan and a couple other people at the Fed and the Treasury used to create the first banking programs back in the late 60s, early 70s. And they also used it to rig the markets. And today they have full control. Click of a mouse, they can move any market at any time for any reason. And the reasons they make up. So the Fed will come out with their announcement, and it's either skip or pause what to watch for at the June FOMC meeting. It really doesn't matter what their announcement is, because they can click a mouse and drive any market in any direction. They can literally make the stock market go up 50% with a click of a mouse, or make it dive 50% with a click of a mouse. They can send the price of silver over $50 with the click of a mouse. Of course, that would raise a couple red flags. And all this does not go completely unseen. People react to market movement. People love to chase the shiny object. Just look at cryptos. When cryptos were going up, everybody thought it's going to change the world. It's the best thing in the world. And ever since the U.S. government has decided they're going to destroy cryptos the best they can, with Gary Gensler first promoting the DeFi world in cryptos and then crushing it, getting all the weak hands in, that's you and I, and then crushing them, and then pretty soon you're going to just see, okay, everything's illegal in the U.S. What the U.S. is doing is shooting themselves in the foot, because the rest of the world is going to go on and use cryptos to their advantage, because they are the future, and the United States will be held back because of that. And we'll still use our computer rigging programs, but they'll be less and less effective. Yes, of course, they're in all the exchanges as well, Coinbase and Kraken. If they weren't, the U.S. would just shut them down, like they did Mt. Gox. Yes, that was the U.S. government shutting down Mt. Gox. They bought a bunch of Bitcoin and then pulled it all out, and they knew that all these exchanges don't have the cryptos that they say they have. Just like the stock market, when you buy a share of Apple stock, you don't really think you get that share, do you? No, it goes to Seed & Company is the holding company. I've done many shows on that. But yeah, it's all a fraud. And as long as the music's playing, everything's fine. And that's why Warren Buffett calls the derivative market the weapon of mass financial destruction, because that's the only thing that will really destroy all participants. And that's what's coming, if you ask me. Anyway, so yeah, for silver, they're gunning for the 2450 mark. If it fails to break 2450, or it breaks it a little bit and then gets crushed down by the computer programs at the Fed, they'll make up a reason. It's the Fed language that this happened. It's not. It's a click of a mouse. It's a jackass at the computer exchange, or the what's their name? Now I forgot the name. Exchange Stabilization Fund. The people who run the Exchange Stabilization Fund out of the basement of the Treasury and the New York Fed are the ones who click the mouse. And they usually inform their big bankers to front run them, so it gives them more momentum. All a con, all pretending to be the most sound market in the world. It's a ridiculous joke. The United States markets are the most rigged markets in the world. But I mean, the Fed's in all the markets. That's why in China they have two stock markets, one for the locals and one for everybody else, because they know that one for everybody else is going to be shut down. Yep, China will nationalize everything that's built in China. Jamie Dimon just went over there to stir business up, supposedly. Oh, by the way, Jamie Dimon, that dude belongs in jail like you wouldn't believe. I think J.P. Morgan had to pay over $200 million for his involvement in the Jeffrey Epstein pedophilia. Yes, absolutely. Jamie Dimon was the reason they paid. Who do you think was running cover for Jeffrey Epstein? I mean, the guy Jess who ran the Epstein book, it's just like Bernie Madoff. Who did they directly report to? Jamie Dimon. Why is this guy out of jail? It's just shocking. He belongs in jail for many, many reasons. Anyway, so yeah, go check out Sourcing Silver Blanks and Senior Management Roadblocks, my discussion with the head of Silver Eagle Sales at the U.S. Mint. Again, the Fed, I think it's 10:30 this morning on, not sure what time. Let me find out what time. Sometime this morning, you're going to see gold and silver be very reactive. They're going to either jump up or get slammed down. It's not going to be business as usual. You will see volumes of silver, like right here, we can see volumes of silver. These volumes will jump just because it's a Fed announcement. But they'll jump because computers are trading back and forth with each other, all pre-written programs. It's not like there's any free market trading in the United States of America. So, yeah, these bumps all look similar because they're all rigged. The company called Virtu Financial is at the base of this, run by Vinny Viola. He was the counterpart to Bernie Madoff. They took down Madoff, and his had a huge computer rigging floor on the second floor of Madoff and Associates. They don't talk about that. And it wasn't $50 billion; it was $500 billion. It was a big takedown. When they take down Vinny Viola and Virtu Financial, then you don't have rigging of the markets with computer programs. And by the way, Virtu Financial is an authorized participant in SLV. Why would a high-frequency trading company, market maker, have anything to do with the physical side of silver? You never see their name in taking deliveries. All they do is rig the silver markets for other people. And yeah, I've talked about that forever. Anyway, that's what we got going on today. So I do expect some action, some volume, some volatility in the price of silver in the coming hours. All because of this, Jerome Powell saying whether or not he's going to pause or skip or whatever. I would like to point out, since 1980, when they almost lost control of the markets, of the dollar, of the interest rates, every time they pause, the next move is down, every single time. Except that didn't happen when we did have free markets from 79 to 82. They were trying to control the value of the dollar, inflation, all that. They rose the interest rate to 17.5. Instantly, they brought it down to 9 and then instantly back up to 20. This is what true trying to control the prices looks like. Ever since then, every time they paused on raising interest rates, the price went down for at least a year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. Pause, down, 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 down. Pause, down, down, down. Pause, down, down, down. Pause, down, down, down. Pause, down, down, down. Now they're going to get into pause, so the next move is down. They don't pause and then move up. Not once. Because they want you to think that they're in control, but they actually are not. As you can see back in the 1980s, this is what I'm looking for. So we should see a lot of action throughout the summer and into September, when I think the real craziness starts. Now, what the Fed does is going to be very important today, because it also, if the yields on the treasuries go up because there's volatility, that would even more destroy the banks that are currently underwater. So they don't want the craziness. They need the yields to go down, the price, the value of their assets, their tier 1 assets that they hold, to go up. So it should be interesting, because we're almost up at 4% on the 5-year. And that's the same problem they had back in December. So keep an eye on everything. I do expect some craziness in silver right around but it's already planned in. So it's not like real trading happens. 99% of what happens is just computers that the controllers rig, trading back and forth with each other. It's not like people are actually doing it or companies are actually doing it. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, hey, if you want to listen to all 3 of the discussions with the guy from the U.S. Mint about the Silver Eagle program, I highly suggest you check those out. Go to roadtoroota.com. It's free. It's right at the top. And if you want to join, click subscribe today, and we will send you the coolest silver coin ever. We are still giving them away, the Ruta Lives coin. When silver breaks through $30, it's going to run through 50, through 100, through up to 600, and then move on from there. So we will stop giving this coin away at $30. So go check it out, roadtoroota.com. Click on subscribe today and join the private road at the Road to Ruta. I'll talk to you later.